In today's episode, we talk about increasing your revenue. And did you know there's only 4 ways to actually do this? You probably know one way, which is get more customers. But what are the other 3 ways to increase our revenue? Today, we are going to dive into it. Hi, I'm Scott Duke. Welcome to the Happy Dealmaker channel. On this channel, we empower entrepreneurs to build their companies so they're sellable. If that sounds like something that would be useful for you, don't forget, like and subscribe. All right, today we're talking about how to increase revenue. So let's look where we left off. If this is the first video you're tuning into, you're actually inside the Maximize Company Value series. And we talk about all the places when you build your company and sell your company that you have an opportunity to increase value. But today we're talking about the pre-valuation stage. So this is before you take your company for sale, long before you even do a valuation of it. These are the tools and levers that you can pull to increase value in your company. Increase your sales, decrease your expenses, and decrease your risk. And today we're talking about increasing your sales. So what are these 4 things? And the first time I learned about, this is to focus the camera, but the first time I learned these 4 things, it was an ebook that I downloaded, and I'm like, oh man, like this is such a good framework for thinking about how to increase revenue. So these 4 ways are, okay, so number 1, right? You can increase your amount of customers. So increase your customers. And this is pretty self-explanatory, right? We're doing this through different marketing channels. Maybe you're now using Instagram or using Facebook to get exposure, but you're introducing your product or your service to more customers and enticing them to come and use your business, right? And if you do that, then you get more customers, which of course will lead to more revenue. So that's kind of the no-brainer one, right? The second one is to increase the transaction size. Can I fit size in? Yeah, size. That's good. So increase the transaction size. So what does this mean? So you have your customers, even the ones that you have today, and they're coming to, let's think of a restaurant. They're coming to dine in your restaurant, right? And they can come and they can eat a single entree, right? They order dinner. But if you can upsell them to order a drink because of a drink special, or you can upsell them to order dessert, or you can upsell them to order an appetizer, then that customer who the normal transaction size of, call it, $40 when they come in and have dinner, can now be increased to $65. So if you're doing that for every single customer that comes to your door, you're increasing the transaction size. That's going to lead to more revenue. So you'll see this in tons of businesses, right? Like you think about Amazon. Okay, I'm checking out of my cart, and underneath where I check out, it's all these other products that could potentially work with the product that I'm purchasing. That's an upsell, right? That's increasing the transaction size. You already have the customer there, and you're just, how can I get eke a little bit more money out of them while they're here doing the transaction? It's no different than when you're checking out at Walmart or any grocery store really, and beside the checkout aisle has all those items like the last minute purchase items, right? The impulse buy items. Those are all upsells. It's like I'm grabbing a piece of gum, I'm grabbing a candy bar, I'm grabbing a trashy magazine. That is all upsell, right? I didn't go into the store thinking about purchasing that. I went in there to get milk, and I'm going out with a magazine and some gum, right? So that the transaction size for me just increased as a customer. So if you can rattle your brain around, we already have a customer in the store, we already have a customer in the restaurant, we already have a customer on the phone, whatever it might be, however you interact with your customers, how can you upsell them? How can you increase the transaction size? So that's number 2 for increasing revenue. Number 3 is increasing the frequency. Increasing the frequency that your customer buys from you. So if you have a customer, and again, like using the restaurant example, they come and they dine once or twice a year with you. How are we taking this customer that already likes our service or our product, obviously, and increasing the amount of times they visit our location, right? Can we get them to dine 4 times a year instead of 2 times a year, like we already have contact with them, right? And this is actually not too difficult. Like we've captured the customer. They're using our service, right? So can we think of creative ways to get them to use our service more by putting loyalty programs together or some other customer reward system that builds loyalty? The example of this, going back to Amazon, is Prime. The Prime membership, right? So if I'm a Prime member, most of my shipping is free. Well, what does Amazon care about that? If I offset it by paying for a Prime membership, it's like $100 a year or something. But now, before I go anywhere, I'm gonna go to Amazon because I'm a Prime member, right? Once I become a member of Netflix, I'm much more likely to continually use their service and stay with them and have more longevity. So you gotta think about different ways in your business, like how can we increase the frequency that our customer is coming to visit us, right? Even just like connecting with them, like picking up the phone and asking them how they're doing. That's gonna put you top of mind. Posting on LinkedIn or Facebook that goes to your customer database that's already there because they're connected with you. They're being reminded about, oh yeah, this is like Scott has this service offering. I should reach out and communicate with them. So this is again how we tap into the current customer base that we already have and just increasing the frequency that they come. All right, so that's number 1, 2, and 3. So number 4 is to raise our prices. And this is as easy as just doing that, okay? Actually, I'll put a link below to a article that I read on setting prices that'll kind of guarantee that you guys get your prices up a tiny little bit, even if it's incremental. Like if you're selling a product and it's $19.50 that you're selling it for. Well, in the consumer's mind, $19.79 is no different than $19.50. It's all the same because everything kind of rounds to a whole number. So you can pick up that incremental margin on every single product you sell just by shifting your prices around. And oftentimes I find with clients, like when we look into what they're doing, it's like there's a lot of room to raise their prices up. Even if it's by $1 or $2, it makes a massive difference over all their sales over the course of a year. And in yesterday's video, we saw how much even incremental increases per month add value to your company, right? So this is probably the easiest one. People just have this hesitation to actually do it. Okay, so this is it. This is it. This is when I realized that this was the only way, these 4 ways were the only ways to increase revenue in a company. It was like a light bulb moment. Do I have my light bulb? It was like this light bulb. Here's my light bulb. It was like this light bulb moment, right? Because now I have the framework, right? Here's the framework. These are the different ways that I can sit down and think about how I'm increasing revenue in my company. I can think about it through these 4 different categories, right? So anyway, this is a huge tool. Use it, guys, to increase the revenue in your company, because every dollar that hits your bottom line in your company today becomes $2, $3, $4, even $7 when you go to sell. So it's incredibly important. Anyhow, all right, if this video was useful for you, don't forget, like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Remember, every business is sellable.